Thank you. Thank you. I was muted. I was very muted. Thanks for dropping in, Karazest. Thanks for saving me from being muted all this time. That would have been fun. All right. Oh, is this link broken? What? No, this link works. I'm confused. Someone was telling me my link didn't work, but I don't know what he's talking about. I'm just confused. Misusing paint. Hey. You can use paint however you want. That's the beauty of it. That is the absolute beauty of it. I do agree. I probably should have just made that into like an Excel spreadsheet or something. Or like a Google sheet. I kind of like half did it and then I was like, well, I'm in this already. And then I couldn't really think of exactly how I wanted it to work anyways. So then, I don't know. It just never really worked out. But no, so this is getting me a context. So what I need to actually get though is as an item instance. There we go. And then I can remove these two. Okay. I don't need that open. So, do I still have that pane open? I do still have that pane open. It still exists. But if I didn't have paint open, I could do these little wonderful drawings, you know? These wonderful, wonderful drawings. Because I had been thinking about this a little bit more. But like, I want to just delete these though. These wonderful drawings. Bye-bye. Oh god, why? Why? Go bye-bye. Go bye-bye. Okay. I didn't really fully get through it. Like, I was trying to think and draw at the same time, right? So I didn't really get to a complete thought. But my thought now is these are just like example numbers, right? But you have your health. That's so sneezy. So I have health, and we'll have stamina that get determined by Yeah, blessed me thrice. Wow. So lucky. Get blessed 3 times. Woo! Damage must be off the scale, man. Okay. So what I was thinking. So you'd have like another bar. That is my hunger. I'll explain hunger and then I'll explain thirst because it'll make sense. I just have like a stuffy nose in the morning sometimes. And then I'm like fine during the day. At least that's normally how it goes. Alright, so I have hunger. And the idea that, like, these are example numbers, but again, the idea is that hunger is just a bar and you fill it up as you eat stuff. It never goes passively down, it just goes up as you eat stuff. And then you can't eat stuff past the maximum. So if you fill up too much, you're filled, and then that's as much food as you eat. Every single time you go to sleep, though, I'm thinking right now, just example number, I take 75 off of this. So if this was a bar that fills up 100, you would go down to 25. But before it does that, it checks what percentage of hunger you filled up out of 100. And then that's what determines your max health for the next day. So if you had 100%, then you'd get 100% of your max health. If you only had 75, for example, at that time, you would only now have 75% of your max health for the next day. And if you had 50, then you'd have 50, but you'd also not even heal as much. Because if you're at 50, if you're lower than the 75, you won't heal. If you don't spend the full 75, you won't heal as much. So you'll come into the next day with less health healed. That's kind of how I want the mechanic to work. And so same thing with thirst. Basically, thirst is just with stamina. So if you try to sleep without enough stamina, then it reduces your max stamina. And then also if you don't sleep with it maybe enough, I'll probably reduce the amount of stress you reduce, even though it's kind of a little bit of a weirder leap. But having your max stamina capped at a certain percentage based on how much you don't use or haven't fulfilled, I think kind of creates it. You need to think of food. 1 second. What's the problem, dude? Want some lunch? You a good doggo for once? Right on cue. I have both doggos in here because they decided to both come out here. It's more that I took Maddie out here, but I guess I didn't give her enough time to go outside first, so then she peed in the garage. And so then I had to come back inside and get some cleaning supplies to clean that up. And then when I came back out, they both wanted to come out. So I guess I threw a treat underneath the cooler. Now it must be uncovered. Alrighty. So, I don't know. Does this system seem logical to you? Right, I think it's fairly simple enough to explain. It's obviously not, as Fox Hollow would say, it's not like a Jacob's Law thing because this system doesn't really exist in other games, but I think doing that creates a cool loop. especially because the food and drinks actually do give you things. So you can't, even if you do have like a bazillion of them, you still kind of want to choose which ones you use carefully. Yeah, sweet. So that's probably what I'm gonna approach. I'm gonna have to do a bunch of things first to support that. One thing I'm realizing after I kind of built them is my monsters. All right, it's not my monsters. My items, like with the consumables. I kind of built them a little too restrictive in the sense that bandages can only heal, right? Or like this, I have a stress reducing consumable, or I have a health consumable. But the way I kind of set that up, it's kind of limiting because I can't have something that heals, but like also maybe reduces stress, or maybe also increases stress. 2 cents. Right, so I might want to have, I need to kind of configure my items. I think I'll probably have to fairly heavily refactor them so that instead of being a health consumable, it's the consumable and it has effects, and those effects are the things that I make specific to whatever I want to do. So the bandage would have the effect of a heal that heals some amount, right? And then the sedative would have an effect that would heal some amount. And in that way, then I can actually make the consumables have a little bit more flexibility in that regard. And so I still need to figure out how exactly I want to set that up, but I do need to make consumables be multifaceted, because they could, you know, add hunger, and then they could add some health, or they could add like you could fill you up, or you could like drink some coffee and it stresses you out a bit. You know, I don't know, things like that. Have items that do kind of a little bit of both. Items to show, get closest, index, okay. So that should handle that side of it. Now the other side that I need to handle now is I need to have another one of these bools. That is, selectum item is droppable. And then go over here, and then I need to go is selected item droppable. And again, is selected item droppable. There we go. Okay. And then when I select an item, just go dot value equals underscore selected item is not equal null, and underscore selected item dot is dot item data dot is droppable. Kirby, you little sad doggo. Never happy. Must yip all the time. Okay. So then I have that. Then I need to reconfigure my inventory screen a bit. So, I need to recompile first. Kirby. Can't be barking. It's too early in the morning for that. Be a little butt sometimes, you know? Yeah. I'll see if he's... No, he's probably not going to be happy like this. Like, he wants love, and he wants to, like, sit on your lap. But, he doesn't like sitting on, like, my lap if it's, like, this type of chair. He wants, like, a big chair, like a couch. That's when he wants to sit on your lap. Because he can then, like, kind of half sit on your lap. But... Yeah. Kirby, I'm gonna have to send you out. Great. Go. Now he doesn't want to leave. Being a naughty boy. That's interesting. It's called an allomimic bark. Or allomimetic. Allomimetic. Allolomimetic. That is a hard word to say, okay? You guys... I know Kirby's just gonna keep Arthur probably, but what can you do, you know? It's like, he's just gonna be a little barker. But he's so cute, and when he looks at you like this, he's like, but I want to be here. I'm cool doggo. I'm cute doggo. Yeah, there you go. Good boy. Maybe me threatening to send him out. Set him straight. And hope. One can hope. Alright. So what I want to do is in the detailed view, I have a consume button, which I probably still haven't localized. No, okay, so let's add that to the localization. This will be in core. Consume. No, okay. My keyboard's decided to not to connect anymore. Consume. Yeah, just consume. And then we're gonna add another for drop. And we're gonna say drop. And then localize. Yeah, text pro, and then the string is gonna be consume. Go. And I'll add the drop button in a second. So what I need to actually do here is I want to have a scalable section here. So this bottom bar kind of lifts up as the bottom buttons kind of come and go. And so what I need to do there essentially is I need to go empty. And I'll go button container. And then I'll put it down to the consumable level so that it gets its position. Kind of want to then move it out, and then I want to set its pivot. Actually, I should set it to the same height. It's the height 80. So then it's exactly the same position. Then we're going to set the pivot to 0, so it's on the very bottom. And then we'll set the width to be whatever the width is here. Minus 0.5, sure. Okay, so we're just doing... basically doing this. I'll just say 0. Close enough. Okay. Then just trying to figure out how I do this in this system. So this thing has a space. So maybe I need to make both of these in a layout container thing. Yeah, this needs to be a layout item. It should have a min height of something, but I'm not quite sure what that'll be yet. But it'll say like 400 for now. I think right now it's got like 600. Okay, so maybe I could say even 350 is the min height. And then we'll create an empty section. I'll just go section aligner. And I'm gonna, for the moment, that is not the right spelling there. Okay. Okay, and then just pull it all the way up to like there. All right. So then this should be a, I actually don't need the button container. I could just have this. Button container is not needed. We then put these two in here. And we go vertical layout group. God, sometimes these things just F this up so much. Control child size. There we go. Just on the height as well. Then the consume button, I need to make it a layout element. And preferred height, you want to set it back to 80. Which is not setting it to 80. Which is kind of annoying. That's annoying. It should use the preferred size. Preferred height, flexible height. If I increase that higher? No. Yeah, I don't know why it's setting it to that. Because this shouldn't be Okay, so I need to not do, I guess, force expand. But then maybe I need to do contents in this preferred. I want to have preferred height. Preferred height is that. Sure. I could even say this preferred height is maybe even 630 or something, right? And I have to set, I guess, this thing's min height to be 80 as well. And then just to check, so if I turn this thing off, it now takes up the full section. But if I put this back on and then I duplicate consume button and add another button, yeah, it pushes it up. Okay, that's pretty much exactly what I want. So now we will have a Droppo button. Drop button. There we go. And then the drop button is going to have the drop text. Interesting, it doesn't actually instantly change. Drop. Okay. So then some item name, yeah. Yeah. And then this guy, where? On this level though, I need to change things. So this guy will go inventory screen, drop selected item, and we don't have it enabled or disabled. We just turn it on and off depending on whether or not we can. So inventory screen is droppable. All right. Now we should have our proper loop of things. Little grumpy doggo just grumbling in the distance. Good dog. Okay. So load game, new game, load game, load game. Alright, I was gonna have Mr. Can't pick up item, but what happens now if I drop said item? Aha! I type one doggo. I type three doggo. Sweet. So I actually do have it dropping, and then I can pick up another item. And I can't pick up. I could pick up some of those items because I guess I had the other set of wires. I can drop. Now the only thing that's going to be odd about this is if I go, right, if I go drop, 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 He's selecting the nether items doesn't support, but yeah, this happens, right? So, when I'm dropping, I probably need to find like some nice way to place them maybe around me in a... He was moving away from me. He wanted treats. When I put my hand towards him, he was trying to sniff my hand, and then when he didn't get treats, I think was the part when he was offended. So what I probably actually want to do is in inventory manager. I'm actually not sure if I want to put this here. I might actually want to take this out, make this a bool. Return true. Return false. And when I call this in inventory screen, this is where I'm going to actually do that. So I'll go say if we do that, we will do this, and we will do the rest of the stuff here as well. Because I don't want inventory manager to kind of be implementation. You shouldn't know about character. It's probably a weird thing for him to know about. So he'll just know that he drops an item, and he'll tell you if he actually succeeded in dropping the item. But then it's up to the thing that actually calls the drop the item to actually drop it. It's a little bit better. Inventory screen. This selecting item though wasn't actually working. It wasn't getting the closest. Or as being like null. It wasn't being null, I guess it was just not having updated yet or something. Should be fine. I don't know what's going on there. Because yeah, get the 0, get the thought. I don't know, I'll have to maybe inspect what has actually happened there. But the other thing I wanted to do is, so I want to modify the kind of position. So what we should do is Every single time I kind of look over at him, he's just like, "Ooh." We'll go vector 3 and drop position equals this cut, because I'm gonna then put this in later on, comma, character transform to position plus, and then we're gonna go random dot god damn, okay. I hate this. This is kind of messy, but new random dot actually no, okay, so you go random dot on unit sphere, and then I have to do a little bit of a tweak though, because this is going to have a y value, so I'm going to go new y of 0, and then I'm going to go normalize it so that it's then a unit circle with x and z, basically. And then we should be okay. And that'll give me like a random position around me. If I drop multiple items, they should not really be... It's very unlikely that they'll be right next to each other. Yeah, I wanna breakpoint this. I'm not entirely sure if I recompiled there or not. I don't think I did. I'm quite sure I didn't. Second. Recompile. There we go. Yeah, I didn't. Caught myself though this time. I caught myself. Little coffee. I have an assigned value that I don't use. Is that true? Cache time scale. I guess because I set it paused and then I set it paused. Oh, okay. Let's just remove that then. All right. Alrighty. Alrighty. New game. Load game. Load game. Alright. So I can't pick up those. Can't pick up those. I have no inventory space. Okay. One potential issue though. With the thing I just figured out. Well, let's just first drop an item, and I want to test something else first, but okay, so items to show as count of 3 items. Yeah. So I guess yeah, just removed this item. Yeah. So 2. So ideally, logically, it should be selecting this one now, the other consumable item. So let's see if it does that. Oh crap. Clicked the wrong thing. Okay, no, it does. It did do that. Okay, cool. So that one worked, but maybe if I drop that. Because now obviously the index is 2, but it only has things, but it should still get the closest one. So let's see if it actually works, and then if it doesn't work, then I can... No, it does work. Okay. Alright, now... Joseph. It's not the time for you to be here. Alright. So I can pick these up. I can't pick those up. And the problem could be that if I'm like standing next to a wall, right, and I go drop, drop, drop. There's the possibility, I mean, okay, it didn't do it this time, but there is a possibility that, yeah, it's gonna be even worse if I like go, I don't know, maybe here or something. Right, and then I just picked them all up. I don't even know. I think one of them's gone now. There's probably one of them. If I don't go to 2D zone, and I go to player, yeah, one of them's here, which is not great. Does this thing actually have a sphere collider? That is a strange glider to have. I probably should have made this like a capsule. Because this is just a interactable, right? Yeah, so it just needs to have a capsule that you can point to. So I should probably change that. I should probably make it a smaller capsule, but huh. The other thing is I need to figure out some way of making these things spawnable. Like I can place them in, if there's a wall in the way, they're not going to get sucked into the wall. You know? So they might need to have... And it's a trigger volume right now. But I might need to make them... I don't know if I should make like an interactable but like non-collidable layer. And then you can walk through them, but they'll also have like physics collisions with the walls and stuff. So they just won't collide with the people, with the person, the player character, but other things you will. Maybe. Huh. Does that make sense? Probably the most reasonable one. Let's first go to item pickup. Or I could just have a separate one that I could have this trigger volume, and that's fine. Although maybe I do want to make this maybe a little smaller. But maybe a little higher. Basically, if you're looking at the item, I kind of want to just let you select it, right? But it should be small enough that if there's other items, it's not going to like overlap with it, right? If I do this, yeah, it's pretty centered on the item. So we'll do that. All right, now. Oh, so the thing is, if I don't know if I can make, because I'd have to make them on the same game object. I'd have to make the collider, I think, on the same. Whatever I'm interacting with, I need to make it on the same layer if that is forgivable. So maybe I can't just do that. So yeah, I probably do need to make this whole like. Excuse me. Yeah, so then I probably have to do. Basically, I want to find hall references here. How many times do I use this? Only in a few spots. So like this would be interactable but collidable, and then I'd have another one. It would have to be interactable non-collidable. At least to the player. we'll just do that. I'm just gonna go back here. I'm gonna paste that down in there. I'm gonna go copy paste. We're gonna go non-collidable. And then basically everywhere you reference this guy, we're gonna reference this thing. It's probably going to be a lot of this, so let's just copy that whole thing. Maybe not, so let's go comma layer util dot layer util dot interactable non-collidable. Okay. Layer util dot interactable non-collidable. Oh wait, what? Okay. Never mind. I can't set it to both. It's just, yeah, just one layer. Okay. Mainly it's this one that just needs to be using it. Okay. Oh, hey, Tom Millman. Yeah. My wife's probably gonna get induced today, unless she, unless, I don't know, the baby comes earlier, but she's 41 weeks pregnant, so we kind of need, like, it's like supposedly you're if the baby is not here yet, then you kind of have to just induce, I guess. I don't know. So hopefully that goes all well. But basically, we are gonna call them in the hospital in like 2 hours and 15 minutes is when we're supposed to call them, and then they let us know like when to come in for. So most likely, I'm gonna get a baby later today, which is pretty cool. Okay. So I'm just trying to figure something out. So I want to have a capsule collider here, I think. I feel like that would be a horrible birthday day to have, is to have it on April 1st. Like, that's probably worse than Christmas, right? Have your birthday on April 1st. That's got to be worse. Okay. So what I can do is I could go so interactable, non-collidable, exchange children. So there's this one that's going to have collision, but then I'm going to make a sphere one that is just a trigger again. So it still allows you to select it a little bit more, but then this actual thing will be the actual colliding volume, I guess. It's a little bit weird that it'll keep moving up and down a little bit, but we'll figure that out later, I guess. Yeah, but it might be all about you in like the worst way, you know? Like, oh, here's your birthday present. April Fools, it's not actually your present, and it's like a joke present. And then I guess, I don't know, maybe you get the real present afterwards, but you know, we'd have all these people like pretending to forget your birthday or something. I don't know. Okay, so now I have one trigger, one collapsal. I need a rigid body. And I'm gonna have some constraints. I don't want this to rotate at all. I've been very sneezy today. Physics. Other thing I need to do is I need to make sure that this interactable, non-collidable thing, it should actually collide with itself, but I just don't want it to collide the player, basically. Sorry. Okay. And one other thing I was thinking. Right, so in this thing, what was I actually thinking here? So maybe this guy should remember the spawn pickup, or the item pickup that he has. Spawned pickup. Two reasons. One reason is that if spawn pickup is not equal null, I don't want to spawn it again. You've already spawned it, so we can just return. No, I guess I can return my current spawn pickup. But then I'll also set spawn pickup to be equal to this. I guess I could write this a little bit better. I could write it, if it equals null, then we will set it here, and then we'll always just return it. And the advantage there is we now have a reference to this thing, and then when I save it later on, I could actually reference this and reference its current position. Because if it's kind of physically bound a little bit, there's obviously an ability for it to get moved. Um, although what I might want to do in item pickup so do I not have an override on release from pool? Right. Okay, so in on release from pool, I'm going to set enabled to be equal to true. And what I'll do is the bottom here, I guess I need a serialized field, private, rigid body. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go void update. So what I want to do is basically when it gets spawned in, it's going to get like thrown, at least for the dropped items. But other items are just going to be kind of static. So what I want to do is they'll spawn in, they'll kind of move wherever they need to go. And once they found their position, I'm going to set them to kinematic and then disable this flow. So we're just going to do a check here. If rigid underscore rigid body dot velocity. It doesn't have an is sleeping, is it? Like a oh, is sleeping. Yeah, here we go. And this basically I wish it told me more than what that actually means. Maybe I have to go to the documentation. Unity rigid body. So it has is sleeping. What does this actually mean? Okay. Is it in here? Well, that's not very useful. Where's the collision? You know, it's utterly useless. Okay. Like I have an intuitive sense what sleeping means. But I'm not sure. Forces the rigid body to wake up. Sleep threshold. Amass normalized energy. I'm gonna try it, see if it works. If it is sleeping, then I'm gonna say rigid body dot is kinematic equals true. True, and then enabled equals false. And we'll go from there. I'm just gonna blow my nose. That feels a bit better. Just drink some water. Alrighty. So basically, if it's not moving, we're gonna just turn it off. We're not gonna let anything else collide with it. That is the idea. Is the sleep threshold actually here? No. Okay. This should have gravity. Well, that does make me think for this guy. So, if I have this, the height should probably be like 60, and then this should be that, or I should make it a little bit higher. So let's say 70 or 0.7, and then it should be 3.5. So that when I spawn it in something, it should just kind of sit there. Or even maybe let's do like 3.6, so it'll just fall like a little bit and then it falls down. Only worry about there is it might be too tall now for some things. Yeah, it might be too tall. So maybe it's mainly that I have this like up and down tween. Because this thing starts at 0.1. Maybe I could go 0.5 and 1.5. 0.15. So it's still going to move up the same amount, but it moves up less. And then if I check, it's at 1.5. Oh, wait, not the cap. This at 1.5. And then adjust this a little bit. Maybe 60 and then V1. Yeah, it's still a little bit too high there, but so that kind of covers it. So hopefully that'll be okay. We'll see. And then the other thing I have to do is I'm gonna have a public method here void and drop force, I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna make vector 3, call it force, and then we'll go rigid body dot add force. I'm gonna take force, but I'm gonna make it one of these. It's a velocity change. Yeah, let's just do that. Okay. And then what we'll do is, instead of where is it? Instead of changing its position, so we're still gonna maybe take this, say vector 3 force direction equals this thing. But we will we might go like this plus vector 3 dot up, just so, because this transform position I think is on the bottom. Like, look at the player, which I don't have here, but so I'm just gonna send it a little bit up, and then we're gonna send it out in a direction from the player. Then we'll just say maybe I'll just have to do that in here. I'll do it in here. I know it should be fine. Or maybe like a little bit of upward force. Why not? Actually, 1 second. So I'm going to say 0. We're going to normalize it, and then we're going to add a little upward force. .1 F or something. See how that works. Actually, one other thing here. It's non-collidable. Should not collide with enemies either. What if it should collide with? No, it should collide with doors. Yeah, okay. New game. Load game. All right. Oops. Okay. I'm gonna pick up. Drag that. Save. Okay. Confirme. Wee. No game. Alrighty. So now I have this. I go items. I go drop. And now if I these things seem to be rotating much slower. Than that one, you know? Just pause screen. Don't get in the way here. Okay. Yeah, I guess it's still going. Wait, why is this static? Should definitely not be static. Yes, it should. Okay. Because that is a no-no. No being static there. I hesitate to say anything, but doggo is sleeping. So good. All right. Yeah, so I'm just gonna. I do know there's another issue with like these not being replaced, but just see. So I guess that can happen, which is a little unfortunate. How do I stop that from happening, though? Right, so I just want to check. So if I... Is this a thing that, like... Because this isn't really even... Is this just a thing that is, like, becoming kinematic too soon? No. Okay, it is that it's just... It's balancing on this guy. Which seems weird. Like, it feels like they should be slipping off. Maybe I should be, like, adding a physical material for slippery. Let's try that. Capsule collider. Then load. Then before we do anything, let's just go mod, stress, -50. Then 5, and then we will run this corner again. Go drop, 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 drop. Well, that acted more like I think it should. Let's just do it a few more times. Drop, 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 drop. Yeah. Sweet. Okay. I think that works nicely. So one bug I need to fix is in inventory screen. So right now I'm actually removing them at the index. But each time I do that, I actually want to add a null at the end. Because that's kind of what's showing up as the empty slots. Now that's going to cause a problem with this because the get closest isn't quite working like that, but I could make it so that this goes it's kind of like get the first non-null. That's kind of what I'm wanting. But to do that, I'd probably go instead, so I would get index -1. Because if I'm inserting at least one null in there, just to visualize, right? So if I remove it from here, it'd be fine to select it, because selecting this exact spot, because this one is going to be coming in. But if I remove from here, I don't want the next one to be null, right? And if I drop here, it selects bandages right now, which is good. But there should be a box here, and then if I select the last one and it's null, then I want to go back, basically. So what I want to do is probably I'll go base context to select. And we'll just do a little while loop. While index is greater or equal to 0, and to select does not equal null. We won't do the minus here. We'll just do this. To select equals this, and then we will go to select minus, or no, not index. What did I just do? Index minus minus. So we'll try to select something that, and it'll minus that, and then if it is bad, then we will, you know, to select. Then that's what we're doing in here. All right. I think that should work. Yeah. Let's get a null ref. Let's see, item pickup 82. Item instances, no. That should only happen if you're like interacting with it, and then like twice or something. Yeah, because when it gets returned to pool, it calls that. Let's see if I'm still getting that error when I get in again. So that was a bit weird. Load game. Yeah. Drop. That's weird. Huh. Here, that one. And the null ref. Oh, I wonder if this is probably not a list issue. This is a display issue, maybe? Let's just take a look here. It's the third thing. if I go to game and I go wires, and just right, so I'm not rearranging them. So that's a context list thing I have to fix. Okay, so I can fix that in a bit. I do want to see. I'm getting that null. Let's just draw. Let's see. Item actually is existing there, but then let's just verify. Yeah, we don't get any weird things like that. Okay, so now we do have item instance. Okay. Okay. F5. Alright. F5 here. Okay, that one's fine. Oh wait, it's getting called twice. Oh, there's two colliders. Okay. The thing is, how's that calling it twice? Oh wait, so I know. So then check interactions. So is it only true if we found something, but there's nothing to say we actually interacted with it? In actuality, then probably we should be doing in here. And then we like exit out of this because it's going through everything that it collides with. And that's gonna be a problem, yeah, so right, so there's an override, and then we have here, we have you can interact, check interactions. So why don't I just do it here? Okay, well, I got my answer there. So we can just, instead of doing it there. We will check in here in the update. If we can't interact and we press the button down, then we're going to go interactable, dot interact. Yeah. I think that's fair. Okay. Makes sense though. Why I was returning null. Yeah, what did I just do there? Huh? E now? There we go. Let's just take that away. Okay. Now for this part. So that part, going here in contents. Not in there, in here, content. Context spawner. So we have a thing that tracks on add, on spawn, index. So I'm even setting the index. At least logically, I'm setting the index. But move at do I override this? I do have spawners. I have different spawner types. Okay. 1 second. Other doggo wants to leave. I think he just wanted to go outside. Like logically, this should work. I'm setting the index. I guess we should probably be pooling this in some way. That would be the smarter thing to do. So sniffly. Just come back. Yeah, come back. You stay here. Ooh, it's cold in here though. Yeah. So I was looking at this, and I first want to figure out why it's not working, and then I might look at just making that coolable, because that would be nice if it was. Because essentially I should be getting a remove. It should remove it from this index. And then we should be able to add it back to other things. We should be adding it to the index, and I should properly add it there. Early. I just gave you some treats. It'll be okay. She disagrees. Let me just try to inspect though what numbers are coming in through here. Just making a big scene. There we go. All right. What I was gonna do? Okay, right. So basically wanted to check this and then check this. Then let's just select one of these. Okay, so item display. All right, so now let's drop wires. Okay, so it's destroying this object at index 2. Which makes sense, right? 0, 1, 2. Okay, and then now we're adding one back at index 3. Which would make sense because we're actually, this one's gone now. It hasn't updated yet, but it should be going 0, 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, so no, is it adding it there instead of adding it one after? This is not inverse order. Because maybe inserting it at here means that it's gonna bump up. Maybe that's what's happening. So if I let it go, Because at the time, the other one still maybe exists. That's probably what happens, is that there's still one that actually technically exists there. It hasn't quite got deleted, so it's still counting as that index. Huh. That's kind of tough to manage. I could do is before destroying it, I could go to destroy dot set or dot transform dot set as last sibling. So we just kind of get it out of the way. And then we'll destroy it, but then hopefully maybe out of the ordering so it doesn't kind of disturb the order for any incoming things. Okay. Drop wires. There we go. Yeah, sweet. Huh. It's actually still not selecting now. Not properly selecting the next item though. I think I understand. The Y is when I drop it, and I have removed it. I also kind of want to make sure that these get cleared out when I do this. Like if I'm not selecting anything, I think they should be empty. They should probably not be showing other things, but I'll have that in a second. In a little bit. Major thing is, why is this? If to select. Oh no, wait, and it equals null, not it does not equal null. Right, so yeah, because it was null and it did not equal null. So then it just, yeah, okay. That's why. That is why. Then the other thing is Screen Manager. In La Screen Manager, once we finish compiling here, We go to contents. And just gonna create a empty here. To hide if empty. We'll just make this thing take up the whole space. And then this is disable if mono context is null. And the mono context I think is on the detailed container. Yeah. And then same thing here. I just need to take the image, yeah, and then we drag that over here. All right. So that should be okay. And yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oops. Didn't mean to open that. Okay, confirm A, load game, new game, load game, new game, load game. Okay, so let's go and drop the items. Drop, 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 drop. Drop, 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 drop. Now it's empty. So it can still kind of happen sometimes, but at least that's mostly working now. And then if I pick up some wires, then I have this one. I can pick up all but 5 of the wires, and now there's that one that's still there. Okay. I think I'm pretty happy with how that worked. The only thing I might tweak is when I drop it. I'm doing up, but I might do 0.5. Because I can see it like coming through my face. Can you see it? Right? Like you'll see like there. And I just want it to be a little bit lower, I think. So that it's not so much like directly in my face. So we'll do some of that. Do some of that. And yeah. Right. Right. Lord game. It's just, I'm not sure actually if did I recompile or not. I'm not seeing them. Yeah, okay. That's alright, I think. So now the only thing I need to do is actually be saving these. And like loading them back. So what I want to do is in map save data. I have all these dropped items now. Which are in here, and they will get saved. But I do need to update their positions, basically. And what I want to do so private or public. This will be public. Public void update positions. And this is basically just going to say if spawn pickup does not equal null, then we are going to spawn pickup dot transform dot position, and we're setting our position to be equal to that. So I'm just updating it, so if it's moved around and stuff, then it's fine. So obviously we spawned it at a position, but it could move around. So I'm gonna update the position before we save it. Then I just need to do, maybe I need to add a function for this, say public, not partial, public void on before save. So make this kind of open, so if we need more things in the future, we can do that. I'm just going to go for each dropped item. And actually, we'll do this in dropped items. But I actually want to convert this back into a for loop. Then I actually also want to go reverse. I might be removing some of them. So what we want to do is we have a reference to the spawn pickup, but we want to know actually the real thing is question is whether I do this in the spawn part or elsewhere. I can probably just do a property. It'll be fine. So we want to make a property, public bool is picked up. And this is what the No, I was defining is. Got picked up. I do not want to make a const of that. You. Why? Okay. The get is going to return. I need to do get or create save data. And it's going to be is item pickup dot is this is level item state data. Is this a private? No, it's a public method. Oh no, this is item state data. So item state data right now has a different thing for get save data value. That's what I'm actually looking for. Get save data value. Item pickup dot is that no? Can you go to item pickup, please? Is this not a public key? Oh, it's okay. So let's make it public. You can make both these public. I don't need to be private. And then we go to. I'm gonna keep going back until I get to here. Is picked up key. Comma, and then this I think is create if can't find, so we'll do false. And then we'll do this dot pool value equals true. So if it's null, it's not going to be picked up. So if it hasn't got the value yet, it's going to be null, which means it won't be picked up. It's only if this is true, then it will be picked up. But we're going to use this in this for loop here. We're going to say if dropped item dot is picked up, and we're going to remove it from the list. Move at I. And then we're going to go continue. We don't need to do anything more. But if it isn't, we are going to code dropped item dot update position, and that should be all we need to do, because automatically this is going to get saved after that. Now I just need to find a place to call this. I think map generator. Probably a decent area to use this, but there is a at the very bottom. I think I put some save logic somewhere. Save data. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so we'll go underscore level data dot on before save. Do I want to do this before this or after this? Probably doesn't matter. I mean, look, just like position wise, it probably should be there, but it doesn't really matter. At least not currently. Okay. So then we save that. And then the only other thing I need to do is in the end of here, basically after we've done everything, we'll go underscore level data. We'll go for each underscore level data, or underscore dropped. This is in. Is it like map save data dot dropped item? Dropped item in underscore level data dot dropped items. Dropped item dot spawn pickup. Okay. Dropped item is spawn pickup. Dropped item. So now it should result in things being saved and being loaded. So let's test it out. Let's test this out. This out. Alrighty. Maybe. Hopefully. Hopefully it all works. That would be cool. Like if I should close. What close GIMP? Just gotta change just to give a little more power to the computer. No game. I just want to check because I've been seeing that there's a warning with failed to create initialize thingy. Oh, because he's inactive. Okay. Star. Okay, it's fine. It's just a warning. So we're gonna drop our items. And then we're gonna save. And we're gonna load. Aha! They're all there. We'll take some of them, and we'll save, and we'll load. There's only 2 of them. Woohoo! Woohoo hoo hoo! How fancy. And then what if, okay, so what if I pick up the wires now? And then I pick up this, and I pick up that, and then I save, and then I load. Still 5 wires. Sweet. Okay. Oh yeah, so let's see what happens if I save and load this. Yeah, sweet. If I save and then load this. Huh. I feel like that probably shouldn't happen. Like, I feel like it probably... Yeah. I guess the other thing I could check is whether or not, you know, this whole, this part is even needed. Right? Like, is it really that crucial to turn it off? Let's see. Because I think it's like instantly going asleep, and so then it's instantly just turning it to kinematic. So, just want to see. See what happens. Yeah, so now it's on the ground, but like it's not like gonna get moved around or anything. I can't pick up the item because I don't have the space. So let's just stand on top of it, and then let's see if I drop, 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 drop. Pick up that, and then I go drop, 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 drop. Yeah, they all do things. Did I make it like so that it's randomly spinning? Because it seems weird that they have different angles of spinning. I just really don't like that the dirt part. I might make these things more pristine looking because the dirt is statically positioned based on world position. So it looks kind of weird. Yeah, they all like rotate at different speeds, which is interesting. I don't know if I intended that to be the case. But, pick up. UI rotation, play on enable, incremental. You know, it should be consistent. So I have no idea. Hey Manglo, it's going good. I'm just I've been working on the ability that I no longer have like infinite inventory space. So I have like a specific amount of slots, and then I'm working on the dropping part of them. So I can drop them, and if I save and I load, you know, all the items are actually still there. That's kind of like what I've been doing lately. I've been looking at these items, so they spin nicely there. Okay. But then if I drop the item, the dropped items don't spin nicely? Is that the thing? I was looking at their spin speed, and for some reason some of them spin a lot slower than other ones, which is strange to me. Right, so these are in object pool, item pickup. Just need to find the right ones. Here. I just want to like visually inspect this thing. How you doing, though, Munglo? You're working on that like it's like a procedural generation dungeon crawler thingy, right? You need a gun, I think, if I remember correctly. So it's rotating. That one is definitely rotating. But then, like, if I look at this one, definitely rotating at different speeds. Or trying not to, at least. But definitely, those are very easy to make if you're not paying attention. Um, cool. You can always gonna go through those ups and downs. I imagine the next few weeks for me are going to be a little weird because wait, is this a UI rotation tween? Why is that? I just took the UI rotation tween. That was okay. I guess it works, but maybe it works is subjective though, because it's kind of weird. Also started the basic weapon system using simple weapon definitions, which is sprites. So next version will be players running around boxing in a mazy dungeon. Interesting. Boxing, so you like punching people now? Is that what you mean by boxing, or? Okay. Yeah, I don't know why these are rotating at random angles, but it doesn't really matter. As long as they're rotating, it should be fine. I mean, silly games are cool, so whatever works. You're like lagging now. I don't know. Maybe. Seems okay. Alright. What was the next thing? I wasn't going to pay attention to these. I was going to at least... Right. I was at least going to... Go to item, pick up. Change some of the materials because it was bothering me. This. Caps. What I wanted to do... Of course, they have like 3 different levels of detail. Oh, they're all the same material though, right? Okay, sweet. So let's do... People get this. I'll do caps. Pickups. Da, 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 da. Alrighty. And then we're gonna go to this. Drag this in here. So that I want to look nice. And then dark metal part. Oh god. Gonna have to copy that one too. In color, dark metal. Pickups. We'll drag that in here as well. And then we're gonna modify that one so that it does not have dirt, no dirty, and then hint is just going to be whatever the main color is. And same thing for this guy. Dirt tint is whatever the main color is. There we go. Nice looking little pickups. There we go. So then, what else do I have to do in this whole segment? I think I can delete that. I don't need that text anymore. I can there, new game, load game, new game, load game. All right. Yeah, they look nicer now. Probably needs to be some sort of dropping sound. But I have a consumption sound, don't I? Oh, I don't even have a consumption sound. Oops. Okay. What I could do, I think, what I can do actually is go into this. Now, these have the button part on them. So what I need to do is so much stuff here. So what I need to do, okay. So we'll duplicate this. We're gonna put this in here. We're gonna take, we call this just the button part. Right, and then we're gonna set this guy so that he's scaled there. He's filling out the space. And then he's gonna remove this part, remove this part, remove this part, and then this guy, delete that, and then with this guy, we remove the image part, remove the button part, we remove the manager thing, we remove the image now. Doesn't need a canvas renderer. And we want the layout element. Okay, so now it still looks the same, but it has that. I gotta do the same thing for this guy. So drop button, throw the button in there. Rename the button. Delete you. And then again, go down to UI manager thing, remove that. We want that to stay. We remove the button part, and we remove the image part, and remove the canvas render part. So we have something that X is there, and then does all the good stuff we want it to do, and then we scale this thing up to be whatever size it needs to be. And the reason why I wanted to do that is so that I can go into these guys. I can go debug, and then where it says button, I can replace that with my other button script. What did I call it? Hover offset button. There we go. Go normal. And then it should have button sounds and stuff. Easy peasy. let's go. Little game. Oh. Really? Why you gotta be like that? I have a layout element, but still, I think that shouldn't have mattered. Why are they both? They're both being located further down. Both of them start exactly there. Transform.local position. Yeah. So I don't know why they're local positioned. Would be anything but what it is at the beginning here. Actually, I guess because of maybe this. Because of this thing scales it at all. It could be wonky. What really you should just do is this should be 0.5. And then this should be 0.5. I was called in for an hour-long meeting where the only question to me was, did you make this report? Said no, and then had to pretend to listen. Sounds like a fun meeting. Very productive. Definitely had some of those meetings where like they're planning things and then like you're there for like one part of it and then you're just sitting there the rest of the time. Thankfully, like because I work remotely, I just like sit in the call and I like start typing code stuff while I have those meetings, but but of course, yeah, I mean listening to the stream is probably way more productive, right? Drop. I'm getting null references. These are actually working though now. Why am I getting null refs? The consume button. Oh, right. Okay. 1 second. So in here, because I moved them. I think on this one, right? Yeah, okay, so it is selected item, so I just need to select the button. No, actually. Right, okay, so lock here. I need to go and drag. What? Oh, this is still locked on that. Drag the button. Because if it's the component enabled, yeah, if that's the selected one, then yeah, it's it. Right, this is the actual. Right, and then I can here again. Let's look at this thing again. I have items spawning in here. Alright, that was another thing. I might not have time for this though. Gotta wrap up in like 5 minutes. I think I don't like having 5 people in this. Got used to 1 to 2. It's a doubling almost, right? Or more than doubling. It's a pretty small little office though, group. So especially I guess considering if the size is pretty small, it could be a little bit more crammed. I want to make this poolable. So if I go here and I go private list of T pooled in active equals, see, it should be like a stack. It's easier to work with in this case. New stack. Oh, did it just finally come through? Wow. Way to be late, dude. It wasn't even showing up for the last few days, so maybe they had like a little bug with it or something. And was not working right. But I guess so. Yeah. I should check. All right. On despawn. So basically what I want to do is replace anything where I would say destroy. And I will disable the object. So we'll go void despawn. And I'm gonna just take an T to despawn. And I'm gonna take this part, and then I'm going to also take this part. And we're gonna go, instead of destroying, we're gonna go dot set active false. And then we want to add it to pooled inactive dot push to despawn. So now we have a little pool. Then we need to take from it. So then I also need to go despawn that, and then we'll clear it. Yeah. And then in on add, we're gonna go I think in this case it should be fine to go underscore pooled inactive dot tripop out I guess T to use, and then if it is true, then we'll use to use. Otherwise, we're going to spawn that. We set them active, and then we do all that stuff, and then hopefully Bob's your uncle, but we'll never know. That was 12 hours late. Yeah, that would be a bit much. Okay. So let's refresh here. Oh, play. And the hope is that it's all fine and dandy. I do have to get going after this, though, so if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I might convince myself to fix it before I end. We'll see. Okay. Hi. So we got some items. Oh no. Oh no. That is not good. Oh no. Why is it doing that? Got some sort of duplication thingy going on here. Just wants to keep adding things. So I guess what happens is this not working right? Name attached to Unity. Okay, so let's go. Yeah. Yeah, so despawn is not even getting called, but it's calling to add more. Oh, I never called despawn. Should call this now as well, instead of to destroy, to despawn. There we go. Okay. Okay, please, oh please, please, oh please, oh please, oh please. Have this work. And then I'm just gonna queue up. Okay, he is still going. It seems so. We'll be looking to raid him. I'm just gonna refresh my stream thing so I can actually raid him, and then you shall be finding somebody to raid, but I'm just gonna be posting these while I see if this works. So wish list. You guys here haven't checked out the Steam page, check that out. There's also a Discord that you can check out, and then we have our raid message, which we'll be using momentarily when we raid another person. If I, oh my god, did I do it wrong? I think it is the raid more. I thought for sure it was this one, but there we go. I don't know. It's just the first time I didn't want to do it. I guess it's just being fickle. So let's just check. Let's check that this pooling thing hopefully works. Okay. It no longer has the infinite thing. Let's pick up some items. Let's go let's go drop. Oh, drop. 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 Yeah, okay. So there's still some issues in that they're not being cleared of their stuff. Context is not being cleared or something. So I'll have to figure out that off stream. But yeah, let's read Mr. Foolbox. Another software development guy. I think he's working in Godot, which is cool. Not for me, but it's cool. So let's go give him a little hello. And we'll be getting over there. All right. Thanks everyone for coming around. I might not be, my schedule might be messed up. I mean, I wasn't going to stream tomorrow anyways, probably, but Friday we'll see. We'll see what happens. A box of crazy is about to be opened in my life, so yeah, we'll see what happens. But we'll see you when you see you. You know, still talking to Discord, and we'll see you around there. I'll be posting probably something when things happen. But thanks again for everyone for dropping in, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye bye now.